All right, mob, welcome back to the cream of the crop. Fourth and 31 podcast, your one stop shop for all things college and SEC football. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss 1 minute. I am your host, part of the Killer Bees broadcasting team, the Chad Bolick. Tonight we have the man, the myth, the legend, and the coach, Bo. We have the man who signs the paychecks, the boss, Scott. And we have the man who will pull for Ohio State before he roots for the St. Paul Saints, Brant Bayless. All right, so we're getting close to the playoff, to the new poll. So, Mob, what I'm going to do now, just to kind of kill a little bit of time here and get everybody's reaction, and I especially want the Mob's reaction to what I'm about to say, because it may be a hot take, I don't know, is that online you see teams who don't want to play in their conference championships because it really has no benefit. It's really not beneficial anymore. You know, I've heard Ole Miss fans don't want to play, Georgia fans don't want to play. So kind of what I've kind of looked over and decided is that we will go to 16 teams because I think we all agree that home teams in the playoffs are probably better now than just regular old bowls. So now you'll have 8 teams who get a home game. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll go to each conference. All right. In my opinion, SEC and Big Ten are probably the two better conferences that we have right now. I think we all can agree on that. If not, hit me up in the chat, mob. I want to know what you guys think. So what we'll do is instead of having a championship Saturday, we'll have a play-in Saturday. What I mean by that is what I've done is the SEC and Big Ten, the number one and the number two seed, or the number one and the number two teams in the league will get a bye. Well, they'll automatically make the playoffs. So if you win your conference in the regular season, you are SEC champion. Okay. So 1 and 2 automatically make the playoffs. Now, and like I said, you'll have play-in Saturday. So what that would mean is 3 and 4 would play in Saturday. The winner of that gets an automatic bid, and that will go for the SEC and the Big Ten because I put those conferences a little bit above the other ones. Okay, that's how I feel. So ACC, Big 12, your regular season champion will get a bye. So you'll definitely get one in. Okay. All right. So that same Saturday where we have the play-in, your 2 and 3 will play. The winner of that gets to go into the playoffs. Okay. So I'm sure you're asking, well, what if you have two teams that are undefeated and they didn't play each other, obviously, so they're both 9 and 0. I don't know, let's say Ohio State and Indiana this year. So this is where Indiana is going to get docked for that putrid non-conference schedule they've had the past 2 years. That will go on strength of schedule, and that will force teams like Indiana to actually play somebody with a pulse in the regular season. You won't necessarily win your conference for having a bad out-of-conference schedule because the past 2 years they played Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, FIU, Western Illinois, and Charlotte. Play somebody with a pulse, and then your strength of schedule determines, if 2 teams are tied that they haven't played. Okay, so after that, once you have those teams in, then you can go to like an at-large, and that can be voted on by a committee like we have now. Get rid of the AP poll; it's worthless. I don't want sports writers determining who goes in this playoff. It's a waste. I want a committee of former. I don't even want current college. I don't want anybody currently in administration. I don't want the AD of Florida, anybody like that. I want people who are not in the sport but have been in the sport, if that makes sense. And that way you can have 16 teams. Nobody gets a bye. You have 8 games in the first round that are on campus, which I think would be absolutely awesome for the sport because that's most electric when you get on campus. All right, so let's start with the boss. Anything make it
I,
do different?
no, I'm 100% with that. I think that would be great. But at the end of the day, with me, I mean, I'm simple. I'm easy, man. I'm just against these championship games anymore. I mean, they lie to you. They say they don't matter. They say the loss doesn't matter, which is a lie. It's not true. We've seen it. Bo had a great take the other night. What happened to Georgia in 23? I reiterate that. That's exactly what happens. You get to these conference championship games, and it hurts. that loss hurts, and there's no way you can't sit there and say that loss won't count or won't hurt you. Yes, it does. We've all got minimal losses this far into the season. You don't want your team taking that chance, taking that risk. So no, I mean, I like your proposal. I hope somebody's watching that maybe can take it back and talk about it with somebody that matters. But man, get rid of these championship games. They don't matter. We're going after the Natty. I could care less about the SEC title. It's not the way it used to be. You know, we used to value those. I don't anymore. I'd rather have the Natty. If I had to choose between the two, it will 100% always be the Natty.
Yeah, and let me also back up a little bit and say this: Group of Five, you are not guaranteed anything in this. I don't think you don't deserve anything in this. If the Group of Five, they can have their own championship playoffs in this scenario. Doesn't matter to me. But if you're a Group of Five and you can finish in the top 15 or 16, then I would consider maybe letting you in this proposal. Bo, what do you think?
All I want is meaningful college football. And at one time, what we're describing, the SEC championship, it did matter. The Big Ten championship mattered. Those mattered because those determined whether you're going to go to the Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl. There was a lot of money at stake, and not only that, but a chance to play in those prestigious bowl games. At one time, the Poulan Weed Eater Independence Bowl was also a really good thing. But like all things, things change. Times change. And it's like we are meshing or continuing this archaic bowl system with a playoff system. And I understand there's a lot of dollars and there are still value in those games. And you can have the games. I don't have a problem with playing the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, things of that nature. But playing these conference championship games anymore, I mean, you're taking a big chance. I mean, these teams are taking a big chance. And I said this on the last show, they should only help, not hurt. And if you lose, like you didn't even play. But also, too, you got to think injury. And that was my other point, was you might have to play 17 games. That's where somebody might only have to play, I don't know, 15. You know, they might not play in their SEC in their conference championship game, and then the way the dominoes fall, they might actually end up getting a bye. I mean, it could happen, and then lo and behold, then they've only got to win 3. So
Yeah, and I kind of like the 16 because the top four, they're not getting a home game anyway, and this is a way to reward their fan base for having a good year. You get to have a home playoff game. Brant, what you got on this?
So this is I kind of like really really twisted on these takes or on this take specifically. I've always when they first even brought in the 14 playoff, I was really skeptical just because I knew this was going to happen eventually, where it was going to just ruin bowl games. Because once it got to the bowl games or to the playoff, I'm sorry, nobody's going to care about the bowl games. It's just, oh, you went to the Franklin Mortgage Music City Bowl. Well, nobody cares. Yeah, and I knew that was going to happen, so I was pretty much against it from the start. Um, I didn't see what was wrong with two teams. Like I get it, it's a new day and age and the world where everybody has to get a trophy, so everybody's got to be included. But I just my whole thing with the whole 16 teams, and then I've seen some obviously not credible reports of like, oh, we want to go to 24. Like, eventually, you might as well just have 64 and call it December Madness. I mean, you're doing yourself a disservice of college football by including that many teams. Like, because I'm gonna be honest with you, 16 teams don't deserve to be in a playoff. I mean, there's been teams that are ranked that high that good and well aren't beating a number one or a number two, or it's just not going to happen. I think it's delegated correctly. I'm not a fan of. I was never a fan of 12, but I saw kind of the games that laid out for on-campus atmospheres and future playoffs, and I was last year, and I was like, well, you know what? Ohio State and Tennessee is going to be a good game. Like, the opportunity for those two teams to play each other, you don't see that often. Like, maybe this is good for college football. But it happened again, exactly what I knew was going to happen, where 12 wasn't going to be good enough. Now we're going to have 16. And then guess what? 16 is not going to be good enough 5 years from now, and then they're going to need 24, and then eventually it's just going to be the top 25. But I will say, Chad, I do agree with you on the group of five have to have a bid. No, you don't. The group of five does not deserve an automatic bid. I know that they're decent for what they do. I know some of them. I mean, I'm shouting out South Florida here, who took Alabama to the brink 2 years in a row. I get that they have chances, just like everybody else does, but I don't know why we have to include those teams. Like, because come on. If Tulane lines up and plays Georgia tomorrow, I don't think anybody is taking Tulane. Like, I feel like it's just you're giving more of an opportunity for players to get hurt. You're taking away rest. I feel like you're hindering these kids from playing these games. And I'm not saying anything bad about Tulane. I'm not saying Tulane would never stand a chance against Georgia. I'm just saying 9 times out of 10, you're not winning that game. Like, it just seems further down the line, it just seems like a waste of time, and you're making it worse. And that's the whole thing. The more teams you add in, the more games you're going to have to play, the less regular season games you're going to get to play, the less rivalries you'll get. Like, everybody just wants the whole bracket aspect. They want the tournament, they want the bracket aspect, because every game is game 7. And which I get it, it's really good in thought. It looks really cool when the teams are playing. I agree with that. But for the kids, man, for the players, I don't like that as an idea. But granted, just as well as I do, we can't stop them. I mean, they're going to do whatever they want and whatever they please anyway, because they're going to go where the money goes. So I feel like there's nothing we can do about complaining and just kind of just accept it as it comes. But I just don't. I just think that's way, way too many teams for me. And I just don't think, number 16, whoever it is beating number 1 Ohio State. Just don't see that happening.
Well, I think with them having 12, I think they're kind of filling out to go to 16. I mean, I think that would be the next progression. Now, I'm with you. Do you go past 16? No. Because we all know it doesn't matter how many teams you have in a playoff, the next to the last team, or the 17, or if it was 8, number 9 is going to get messed. You're always going to have teams that are going to be like, oh, I wish I'd get in. Look at the NCAA basketball tournament. It went to 68, now 69, 70, and 71 get mad when they don't get invited. But I think I think we all agree more college home games and more games on campus mean more. And I know you're talking about like the extra game, but really there's not going to be that many extra games, because the teams who would have played in the SEC championship are just going to move their games to the first round of the playoff. So I mean, you're still going to get probably about the same amount of games. And I know they're not going to cut the regular season down to 10 or 11 because it's all money. But I just think expanding the playoffs to 16 and nothing further, because I think we can all agree that anything, I think we all thought 12 was too much. And actually, those first round games last year, they're exciting because they're on campus. Why not add 2 more games on campus? What do you think about more games on campus, Poe?
Oh, I'm all for it, because that's one of the great aspects of college football is the pageantry, the on campus, the some of these venues. I mean, my goodness, a guy made a comment about my Georgia take, and was talking, but made a comment about what specifically, or can you elaborate on tough road venues that Georgia's played in? Go anywhere in the SEC, that's always a tough road environment. I mean, Mississippi State's only seats, I think, about 45,000, but you got 45,000 cowbells ringing simultaneously. I mean, that's a tough place to play. Tennessee, over 100,000. Georgia played there.
At Auburn.
At Auburn at night. I mean, those are incredibly tough places to play. Tuscaloosa. Go to Bryce Williams and play South Carolina. That's always a great venue. So I love the aspect of more home games, because that is so much of what college football is about. NFL, it's all about matchups and whatever. You go play in London, that's great, whatever. It's I guess it's good for their company to try to expand that brand, but college football is a sport meant to be played on a campus. And to further that a little bit better, one of the greatest things that ever happened to Alabama football was getting out of the Legion Field contract and expanding Bryant-Denny. that was a much needed a much needed facelift that Bryant Denny got. But I mean, all of these campuses now house, especially in these big conferences, SEC, Big Ten. They have huge venues. Michigan over 100,000. You got the Horseshoe. Not only that, I mean, historic places that have seen so many electric atmospheres and memorable games. And I mean, we could sit here on and on and on and on all day and talk about, hey, do you remember what happened at so and so? And that's certainly a part of it because of where it, not only who was involved, but where it took place.
Yeah, I agree. The whole Alabama take, they would play more games in Birmingham than they would on campus, which.
Oh, and
wow.
for the record, I was at the very first Alabama-Tennessee game in Tuscaloosa. It was Sean Alexander versus Jamal Lewis. Well, I mean, there was
in 99.
There were some studs on that field that day.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Tennessee won that game 21-7.
Yeah, that was the year Tennessee won the national championship. Had Pierce Price. I mean, T. Martin was at quarterback. I mean, you had Deion Grant. I mean, that Tennessee team was loaded. I mean, Bama was loaded too. I mean, good grief. I mean, but good times.
Boss, you got anything to add on the home games for these first round games? I think to me it's a no brainer. Add 2 more. I mean, what's the downside?
Right, there is none. There is none. I mean, like Bo said a second ago, like when you think about highlights in your mind of games that happen, man, you'll always know where that game took place. Always. It's part of the story. Where it was, whose field it was on, that home team, So no, there are no cons to this. There's only pros to this situation.
Yeah. Brant, you got a final thought on this before we move on?
I do love the home game atmosphere, especially a playoff game. Like I think about this every day. Like just a playoff caliber team, like a Indiana or an Ohio State coming to Tuscaloosa. Like I don't think you could fit another person in that place. How packed it would be. And I'll say this. I'm an Alabama alumni. I love Alabama to death. I went there for 4 years. I'll say this. First of all, any Auburn fan who comes at me, okay, I've defended y'all both times that y'all been brought up on this show. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. Number 2, I tell Scott this all the time. Tell me how electric, and I say this because Alabama was spoiled. We were spoiled for so many years. Imagine an Ohio State going to a Jordan-Hare Stadium at night. I mean, you couldn't fit yourself in Auburn, Alabama that night. And that's what it's all about. And I use them as an example and I got to give it to Auburn fans. No matter if they're bad, no matter if they're good, they are the most loyal fans I've ever seen. I mean, me and Scott have a friend who told us that he would lay down in traffic if Alabama ever won the national championship in football and basketball. Like, that amount of loyalty is just insurmountable. So, I love a home game atmosphere. I loved the home game atmospheres last year. I thought they did a really fantastic job of promoting it. I think they did a fantastic job of, keeping it in the eye. I really like it. I don't have any complaints about more home games or anything like that. I just think that if you're going to add teams into a playoff and expand the amount of games that we're going to play, regardless how many it is, man, you've got to keep the kids in mind because just as much as they're 18 years old to 22 years old, they're humans, man, and they break. I mean, there's times when, because they don't get that much of a break after the season. I mean, they maybe get a month or two, and then they're back to, workouts. I mean, like, I just feel like I get it. It's a great sport. It's a great thing. I mean, money's beautiful, can't lie, but I think that you got to really, really value the kids' safety and their needs of rest and everything that it takes when it comes to adding more games to a schedule.
Well, with them getting paid now, it's hard for me to feel too sorry for them, but I understand what you're saying. All right, Mob, this is where I want to hear from you guys about my playoff proposal. Let me know what you think. Do you like getting away or doing away with conference championship games, maybe having a play-in weekend, regular season champ only? Let us know in the comments. If you like it, don't like it, let me know why. All right, boys, let's move on to probably the late season circus that I think we were all looking forward to. Is Lane Kiffin having planes sent for his family, taking the tour of the SEC. I believe one went to Baton Rouge, one went to Gainesville. Bo, what you got on this?
Man, I tell you, that is a fragile situation. We'll put it that way. They, I was reading an article today where Ole Miss basically gave him an ultimatum to make a decision by Egg Bowl, and they're prepared to go into the college football playoff with head coach Pete Golding.
No,
That's essentially what you would get. I mean, think about that. I mean, the loss of Lane Kiffin to that team and to that offense would be catastrophic, I think. And given the circumstances of everything and how far, because when Lane got there, I think his first year, maybe second year, they went and played Indiana. I think it was in the Citrus Bowl or something. And I remember watching that game, and I said, Ole Miss has got so far to go. I mean, they handled Indiana well, but my point is to watch where they were at now, to see where they're at now. They are on the precipice of having a legitimate chance to play for a national championship. And now we have a situation where Kiffin might be hitting the door, and this wouldn't be the first time that Kiffin has been dismissed before a championship or a championship series. Remember when he left Alabama, he basically got fired because of all the circus that was going on, much in the way that's kind of happening now. Saban told him to take a hike. Sark, you take the play calling. And he just cut it off. He just moved on. And Ole Miss, it looks to me like, is following the same thing Saban did. It's like, we're not going to keep doing this. Either you're in or you're out. Make a decision. We're not going to have this loom on forever. So
and give Ole Miss credit for that. I'd have done the same thing. You're either with us or without us.
You're in or out. And thank you for everything you've done. We appreciate you. We want you. You know where you stand with us. But if you feel like that girl over there is prettier than we are, go take her. Go see how it works out.
Yeah. Boss, what you got?
Well, I mean, the first thing I was going to say was, what leverage does Ole Miss have?
Exactly.
You know,
good point.
I mean, they don't have any. And it's like, Kiffin's holding all the cards here. Because, I mean, if he walks out the door, who's coming in? Who? I mean, you know what I mean? They're in better shape with Kiffin. So I don't know how, I don't know about an ultimatum. I mean, I could see him trying to tell him to make a decision. But I was reading this earlier. I was reading the buyout clause with this because, that's always the aftermath of a fire or whatever may happen with the head coach. If they were to let him go because he won't, either resign or whatever they want him to do, they'd owe him $36.6 million before, or would be as of December 1st. Okay. Now, if he were to leave Ole Miss on his own, then he would have to pay Ole Miss $4 million on the way out the door. Interesting. I had never heard that before, coach having to pay his way out. I thought that was interesting.
Which Florida would gladly pay.
Oh, for sure.
Right. Yeah, for sure. You're like, he's not paying that.
I'd be like hitting.
They are.
It'd be like hitting the McDonald's drive-through for him.
Well, that would be like the Philip Fry. Shut up and take my money.
Right. Now, I honestly, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna leave it with this on my end. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he'll be at Ole Miss next year. I don't think he's leaving Ole Miss. I think he's enjoying the show. I think he had a plane fly knowing somebody was going to be recording it because that's what he do. Lane Kiffin is a troll. I love it. I'm a fan. I like watching this. I enjoy when he's on social media making posts. Like he's full, man. He is entertaining, and I truly feel like that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's got us all eating out of his hand, man. We're eating it. We're eating it. He's not going anywhere. He'll be a Rebel next year. He'll be back at Ole Miss. He's not leaving.
Well, he told us when he was at Tennessee, there's no such thing as bad news as long as your name is in the news.
Yeah.
There you go.
He loves it.
Yeah, and for Kiffin, it's how big is your ego? Do you want to go somewhere else and build a program? Because I mean, LSU and Florida is not where Ole Miss is right now. I think we all can agree with that. And do you want to go somewhere and, in a sense, start over and build up again, or do you want to stay where you've built and you've sustained? And it's, I mean, I think Kiffin could have the stadium named after him in a few years at the rate he's going at Ole Miss. Good Lord. Grant, what you got on this?
You go ahead, Bo. You're good.
No, I was just going to say 2 reasons why he stays. One, he gets plenty of money to spend. They leave him the hell alone. Nobody bothers him. He's in total command of that program. 2, his daughter.
Yeah.
His daughter's in school there. She apparently likes it there. Guys, trust me, if anybody out there that has a daughter knows how important that is. So, just telling you, as a
Bayless. What's your take?
Okay, so this is the first thing I'm going to say. I don't understand what's the big deal. I mean, some planes left and went to 2 other major college football program cities. What's the big deal? I mean, let's not forget that this happened in Alabama 2 years ago. Saban retired. Dan Lanning flew in. Mike Norvell flew in. Lane Kiffin flew in. They never offered Dabo the job for a reason. Like, this is not random. This is not a bad sign. I mean, all those coaches denied the ability or denied the want to coach at Alabama. So what? He's going to go see a couple of dollar signs. Cool. I mean, I don't think he's going anywhere anyway. I don't understand why he. And this is. I see y'all brought up great reasons on why he wouldn't leave. I'm thinking from a whole different perspective of why would he? Who cares? I mean, dude, he literally could do anything he wanted at Ole Miss and it'd be okay. He's got nothing to worry about. Especially, they've had their best 2 seasons the last 2 seasons, and they've had in the last 10. I mean, he's doing perfectly fine over there. I mean, he's living life. And I don't see why he couldn't encourage Ole Miss to give him more money anyway to keep him there. I mean, he's done nothing to show that he doesn't deserve more money. So, I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't. But see, I agree with Scott completely. Lane Kiffin is doing this on purpose. Lane Kiffin wants you to believe he's going somewhere else. He is not going anywhere. And you know why? And I'll still.
Uh-oh.
Oh, cliffhanger.
We lost him.
Oh, he's going too. Look at he's going at it. Don't
He's look at him.
Look,
this
is what helped. Kalen DeBoer lost Saturday, okay? That's why he is not going anywhere, all right? Because he knows if Kalen loses 2 more, he's coming to Alabama, okay? All those people, I'm talking to you out there, who said that is a terrible take. He's coming to Alabama if freaking Kalen loses 2 more games. It's done. He's coming. That's why he's going to deny all those contracts, all those dollar signs, okay? Like it, love it, make your mind up to it, because it's happening, all right? And when it does, and everybody's like, oh, I don't understand the infatuation with Lane Kiffin. Well, you know what? I don't understand you. How about that? You like that? That's how it's supposed to go, okay? We're going to get a winning coach, an offensive-minded coach, which I'm not saying Kalen isn't, but a guy who knows how to score the football at will is a lethal part of a football program. And that's why he turned Ole Miss around so fast. Lane Kiffin's a troll. Lane Kiffin is, he's out there. But let me tell you, nobody can capitalize on the defense more than Lane Kiffin can. Nobody. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's personnel. I don't know if he understands coverages more than the guy next door. But that man knows how to coach some football, okay? And I'll stick to my take that Lane Kiffin will be the coach at the University of Alabama before it's all over. I'm never wrong. I'm just early. Don't ever forget it, okay?
I don't know. He's wrong about Oklahoma.
Let's go back.
Dude.
Do we have time for this?
Hold on, wait.
There's no way Oklahoma's going to beat Alabama.
Right, there you go.
Whoa, Bo.
Smoke.
Bama's
going to smoke
for a second, okay?
Yeah.
I said Bama was going to go put it on Oklahoma. I don't know if you watched that show, but that's what I said. I'll admit to that. I'll admit to it. I said Alabama's going to put it on Oklahoma. And everybody's defense was they got the number one defense. You can't jinx them. Well, I'll tell you what. I just watched Alabama put up 400 yards on the number one defense. Okay? So from my perspective, we did exactly what I said we were going to do. We put it on them. We just happened to make 3 physical mistakes and ruin the game. We can't. I mean, Ryan Williams fumbled the ball on a punt return. I'm sorry, I cannot predict that happening. Okay, I can't do that. I can't predict Ty throwing a pick 6. I can't do that. I can't wear the pads for him. I'm just telling you, you take away 3 turnovers, exactly what happened or what I said was going to happen would have happened. That's all I'm saying.
That's also the first time Bama's lost the turnover margin, I believe, all year. So,
yeah,
and there's a lot of randomness to turnovers. So that's why I feel better and better about the Auburn game this week because everybody's already depicted Alabama's demise. Number one, everybody's picked against them. It's a night game. It's a this. It's a that. It's a voodoo curse. It's a hex. It's a whatever. It's a rain dance. Whatever. But I like the fact that Alabama had all their turnovers last week, and they'll come in focused, buttoned up, and they'll play a solid foot. I'm not guaranteeing a win. They could lose the game, but based on the way the two teams have played all year, I almost kind of feel like Auburn will kind of find a way to lose, and then Bama will make a play, and it'll be a real tight game. Auburn's going to give a tremendous effort in that game, and they will play well.
Is it
all right, Mob?
Yes,
all
6:30.
Right,
6:30 kickoff.
Oh, we're gonna have a breakdown, Mob.
That's it. It's another reason to like it.
Hold on,
incoming
Mob.
crash out.
Yeah,
crash
Mob,
out coming in.
While Bayless is having his crash out,
it's okay.
You heard what he said last week and today, so feel free to comment. Let him know.
Let him have it, boys and girls.
Yes, let him have it. Let him have it.
Get
he
line.
can take it.
Let me know
He's a big boy.
So he gets to the back of it.
All right, let's move on. Let's go to something that kind of blew up for us on TikTok. The Georgia faithful came out in full support of Coach Bo and it was a really good take because everything he said was true about Georgia. I mean, if you look at all the teams in the top 5, I mean, Georgia's been the most consistent. They have had the most killer instinct. They don't make mistakes late in the game like certain teams have. I'll admit it. So, both these flowers, they still made it, and Georgia has it. So,
yeah.
Bo, we're going to give you your flowers for that good take, and I'll give you a few minutes to speak on that.
Well, I just call balls and strikes here, boys and girls. I just watch the games, and it's like it's like you watch certain teams with these high level coaches. They just know how to get it done. Georgia's one of those teams. They've won titles. They have that championship culture. And I mean, they're not the only ones. There's other teams that every time they step on the field, they're in certain situations. And you just know, like, there's one team that's kind of hoping they can win the game and another one that knows they're gonna come out on top. And I have a ton. I mean, as a Bama fan, but forget that, put that aside. But just as a college football fan, I have so much respect for Kirby, for Georgia, for what they've done, for what he's built. Let's not forget, guys, his first year there, I believe they were either 6-6 or 7-5, and playing either 6-6 or 7-5 TCU. They had a very, very mediocre year in a bowl game. They fought hard. They won that bowl game. And then they started becoming Georgia. It wasn't until becoming Georgia. So, it took Kirby some time. And I have so much appreciation for those guys that come in, lay that foundation, and build that program brick by brick, just like he did. And again, he's not the only one. And of course, I have another reason I have a ton of respect for Kirby is, I mean, he helped Bama win titles. He was one of the guys that helped Saban build the dynasty at Alabama. And everybody can say, there's a lot of people out there, detractors, and they can say whatever they want about Kirby, but that is the truth. with Kirby there and with Saban there. I mean, you've got two of the best defensive minds in college football together. And so you put that there with resources, tremendous recruiting base, big budget, diehard fan base. It's to me, Georgia's football program had always been an underachieving program until Kirby got there, because you could see it. I mean, it's like they were always a 9-win team, it seemed like, but they never could. I mean, even back in the Hines Ward days, yeah, we're going way back, the Hines Ward days. And then you go back and you look at all the players that have come through there, Garrison Hurst, Mike Bobo. I mean, there have been a slew of NFL players that have come through there. But Kirby was the guy that put it all together. So, if you can't recognize that, then either you just hate Georgia, you hate Kirby, or you don't understand college football.
Yeah, and I'll agree. As an Alabama fan, I mean, we're kind of the same team.
Yeah, I love and I appreciate what Kirby does, because it's, especially in this day and age with all the transfers, the money, and all of that, it's getting increasingly harder. So,
all right, Brant, what you got?
Perfect. I'm glad that worked. Okay, so look, there's one thing I want to say. Nobody has more respect, not only for Kirby, but for the way the University of Georgia plays football than Alabama fans. Okay? Because we know every single time we play them, it is a dogfight. I mean, we're going in and we don't know who's coming out on top. I mean, recently it's been us, yes. But we know when we go in there, we're going to get all 99 to 100% of Georgia. Okay? And that's why I love playing them, because that builds teams, that builds character, and that builds a winning mindset. Okay? Now, to the Georgia fans out there, I mean, when y'all hired Kirby, I mean, we knew y'all got a winner. We were never concerned about that. We were never, worried about it. I mean, he's a Georgia alum. He loves the program. He loves what he does. He loves the kids. He's a player coach. Y'all got, I mean, literally the cream of the crop as a coach. And I can't respect him enough. I can't respect Georgia enough. There's a lot of teams that, especially coming from being an Alabama alum, that most people are, obviously most Alabama fans are supposed to be teams we hate or teams we don't like, and Georgia's supposed to be one of those teams. I just don't feel that way. I respect game. I understand how the process and how it all goes, but nobody understands the game right now, at least as I see it in college football, as much as Kirby Smart does.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody can disagree with that. Boss, you got anything on Kirby? Or you?
No, man. I feel the same way. I mean, both these guys knocked it out of the park. I mean, Kirby built it like Bama. I mean, he helped build Bama with Saban, like Bo said. I mean, he was here for all that, and then he took that with him, and he's been doing that at Georgia. So, what more can you say? You know what you're getting with Georgia. You're looking at it. He's little Saban. He is. I hate even calling him that, because I feel like that's almost disrespectful. But it's Saban, so still, I mean, he is the modern day, now that Saban's gone. He's the modern day Nick Saban. Kirby doesn't lose. He doesn't. And I mean, he can't beat Bama. We're his kryptonite, obviously. But I mean, Kirby doesn't lose. He doesn't. So I don't know. I mean, I respect the heck out of him, man, and I love to see what he's doing. I mean, obviously, when we're playing each other, I'm not pulling for the dogs, but I mean, shoot, man, you can't not pull for them, and you can't not root for them. I mean, if they get to the playoffs and we're out, I'll be pulling for Georgia, guys.
Absolutely.
I will, for sure.
And one last thing on Kirby. He better not ever even consider going to the NFL. He is college football through and through. He's one of the things that makes college football great. Just like you said, Brent, that's a great point. He played at Georgia. I mean, he's a Georgia guy through and through. I mean, he's been in college football his entire adult life. That's all he's ever done. Please don't ever leave. Kirby, I know you're watching. Don't ever leave. Thank you.
Yeah, and then just one final thought on him. When you think of the Mount Rushmore of college football, you got Saban, Bowden, maybe Bear Bryant. If he stays there another 15 years,
yeah,
I could honestly see him being up on that echelon mountain, because what he's done to elevate Georgia from what they were, kind of like the bridesmaid. Georgia was always the bridesmaid. to the full-fledged bride and getting married multiple times as good as he's been. You
Right.
know, so I mean,
And
there's
he's got multiple titles now at Georgia too. So I mean, yeah, he's definitely making his way to that mountain for sure. I agree.
Yep. All right, so let's end on this, Mob. So we are excited to announce we are getting on multiple platforms as far as social media. We've got our Facebook page up and running. We've got our TikTok page up and running. Of course, we're on YouTube. Instagram will be coming here shortly. Scott, anything else, Mr. Boss Man?
No, don't forget X. X is involved
And X.
too. We got X.
That's why I asked. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Oh, one last thing. I wanted to say, down the road, we're gonna open more channels. We're gonna have more things rolling. We're gonna do, looking at February, maybe doing a baseball channel, and then I'm aiming for April with an NFL channel. So we got things rolling here, man. We got a lot of good things coming in the future. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting on, but get on the bus now, because man, we're pulling out, and we want you along for the ride, and we want every bit of feedback we can get, no matter what social media you're on. Hit us up, talk to us. If you want us to talk about something on the show, let us know. We'll talk about anything. We want to know what you guys think. We want to know what you guys feel about what we're saying, and any topics that you have that you want to discuss. If you want to hear it from us and get our opinion on it, tell us. We're more than happy to get on and do it.
Yep, took the words right. I was about to say the same thing, Boss Man. Well, that'll do it for this episode. For the boss, for Coach Bo, for Brant Bayless, I am the Chad Bolick, and we will see you next time.